What's going on, all my fellow bait chuckers out there? My name is Michael. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video today. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your day to spend it with us here inside of the bait shop. Now, we got a big announcement for today, and if you want to skip ahead, don't worry, my feelings won't be hurt. All of our videos are chaptered, so down below in the description, you can go ahead and jump straight ahead to the bait making. Again, my feelings won't be hurt. But for those of you who want to hear the good news, well, I'm very happy to announce that we are bringing a new partner into the Baitchuckin family. I would like for each and every one of you to give a warm welcome down below in the comment section to Lance over at Kearby Design Manufacturing. Kearby molds will now be a part of the Baitchuckin family. So in my last video, I actually snuck in a Kearby mold, and some of you noticed, and a few of you left some really positive comments, which was awesome to see, so thank you for that. And then a lot of you know that Epic Bait Molds has actually been a part of the channel since my very second video. For 2 years now, Epic Bait Molds has been a crucial part of Baitchuckin and everything we do here at the channel, helping out with 8-bit, etc. And rest assured, none of that is going to change. Epic is still very much a part of the Baitchuckin family. I love Jason and Amanda. I love working with them, and wait till you all see what we got coming down the pipeline. But as I'm expanding, my channel's expanding, I want to move into more custom and more large-scale manufacturing work. I need to work with some partners outside of Epic because this is work that, well, Jason just doesn't really work on at the moment. Some of the areas that Kearby focuses on, in addition to doing custom design molds, is large cavity count molds, as well as large-scale production molds that would fit in, say, a Zorn machine. He's done some tooling for some very, very well-known, popular commercial name brand baits. Unfortunately, we have to keep those names private, but that's some of the experience that he has. And the mold we're actually going to be looking at today, the 7-inch cupped needle tip worm, this is a 20 cavity count mold. Not for the faint of heart. It takes almost a full 10-ounce injector just to fill one mold alone. So can't wait to have Kearby as a part of the channel as we look at custom and large-scale baits. And again, really awesome stuff coming from Epic down the pipeline also. So, Epic Bait Molds, Kearby Design Manufacturing, all part of the Baitchuckin family. It's going to be a fun year. All right, so before we jump into making some colors, let's take a look at the mold. Again, Kearby Design Manufacturing, 7-inch cup needle tip, 20 cavity mold, little outline there of the design of the bait, pretty cool. This is all laser engraved into the mold, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen anyone laser engrave before, so I think that's a pretty cool touch that Kearby adds to the molds. But let's take a look at this massive mold right here. You can see 20 cavities. I mean, this is just a massive cavity count mold. There is a ton of venting going on here in addition to all the awesome machine work here. Pretty sweet. And you can see kind of the bulbous tail there. That is what makes this worm so special, because it's cupped. And this is what makes this mold pretty cool. You can see here the bottom side of the mold has these ridges all across it here. So this causes a cup in the back tail, which actually allows the worm to be swam almost like an action worm. So you can swim it and it'll have a pretty sweet kicking action because of that cupped tail. Here's a worm from the first batch I did. I did a clean injection off camera just to get rid of any, particulates that may perhaps be in the mold. But I wanted to show you the tail, and you can see how it's cupped back there. You see that? So you got that nice bulb, that needle tip there, but then that cup allows it to be, swung around. So as it's swimming through the water, this cup is catching the water, and it's flapping around in the back. Even when you're just hopping it, Neko style, shaky head style, you just have this fat bulb back there that's kicking and flashing because it's catching the water because of that cup. Pretty sweet design. I've never seen anything like it before. It's pretty awesome. Appears to be a fish catcher from the people that I've talked to, so I'm excited to get it out on the Delta and give it a whirl. So today I figured we would pour it in a couple cool colors. We'll try some Mikey's Motor Oil, see what it looks like, as well as some Junebug, and then you never know. Maybe we will laminate the two together and see what we get. let's get rolling. Before we get started, it is a little bit chilly here in the shop, so we have our hot plate turned on, set to warm, and we're just going to drop our mold on top there for a little bit just to warm it up, you know, take the chill off of it. That way we avoid any potential denting issues from the plastisol cooling down and shrinking too quickly. Now, as for the color today, this isn't really a color recipe video, but we are going to run my special recipe of Mikey's motor oil. I'll go ahead and throw that recipe up on the screen for you today. Feel free to pause it, take a screenshot, use it in your own shops, but we are just going to jump right into the color build today because we got a lot to cover. All right, and here we are with a fresh cup of uncooked plastisol because we are going to start off with the Lureworks Jelly Apple Red. That's right, we are going to put in 20 drops with the neon colors like the Jelly Apple Red, the Methylate, the Blaze Orange from Lureworks. It's always best to add these in before we heat up our pigments. That way they blend in well and you get the best neon effect. I know this seems a little awkward for a motor oil color, but trust me, this is going to work out in the end. It's going to give us that nice red root beer motor oil that we all love so much. So that's what we want, that nice pink bubblegum color. Now let's go ahead and heat this up in the microwave. All right, here we go. Nice, fresh, hot cup of plastisol. We got our 20 drops of Jelly Apple Red already in there. It's nice, neon pink and ready to go. Next up, we are going to go 35 drops of MF motor oil. This is the modern revised version that you can get today. And yes, you can go to the MF website and pick some up right now. They do have motor oil back in stock. All right, let's get that motor oil blended in. There we go. That's the motor oil that we're looking for. Look at that. Green in the cup. Orangish red when you pull it out onto the stick. Yeah, that's the motor oil that I love right there. I do enjoy the addition of the Jelly Apple Red. Pretty cool stuff. A little bit different motor oil than what you're probably used to. I like it more on the red side. Now to spruce that up even more, time to add in some hollow shift powder. HS612 Molten Core is what we're going to be using today. The Molten Core has an awesome reddish orange to yellow green changeable there. You can see the gold green on the extreme to that awesome red. Pairs up wonderfully with the motor oil. And so we're going to go in. I like to go a 32nd. So you can see this is a 1/16 of a teaspoon and we're going half. So 1/32 of a teaspoon, a little bit of hollow shift powder goes a long, long way. There we go. Look at that. We've got that awesome red reflection in there now. Those tiny little specks, that just that little bit of shimmer that the hollow shift gives off. Really awesome stuff. I love that extreme kind of more of a green pumpkin. It really gives more of a green pumpkin vibe than a chartreuse like the regular motor oil does. Pretty awesome. That red really softens the sharpness of that chartreuse in the motor oil. But now we need to add some flakes. So we're going to kick it off with the 0.040 Fire Red here from Lureworks. I like to go ahead and add 1/8 of the large flakes. So we're going to go ahead and do two full scoops there of the 1/16. And then again with the glitter, we're going to go in on the black 0.062 square, the larger of the square flake. So we are going to go ahead and do 2 scoops to make it 1/8 of the large black flake as well. Go ahead and get that mixed in. This is going to give us our texture, some reflectivity inside of the worm. There we go. You can really start to see that red punch through that green now when we swirl it around. Awesome stuff. Yep. But we're not done yet. We are going to top it off with some Triton siren scales. We're going to go ahead and add these in. These give us that gold look that we're looking for. We're also going to add in some sparkle gold flake right before we're ready to inject. So we're just going to go with a nice heaping 1/16 of a teaspoon, just to, again, give us some of that sporadic gold flake throughout. We just want it to be randomized. We don't want it to overpower the red. We just want it to be there as a little bit of an accent inside of the Mikey's motor oil. Awesome stuff. All right, so next step for this concoction here is we are going to get this vacuumed out and then ready to add our gold sparkle flake and inject. Awesome stuff. All right, here we are, all vacuumed out, warmed up, ready to go, right out of the microwave in the vacuum chamber. However, we do want to add in the gold sparkle flake. We're going in with the small 0.015, and we are going to do a heaping 1/16 of a teaspoon. Again, that's going to give us just a little bit of a dash of that gold flake in there. We're going to mix this in, and then we will be ready to inject. Oh yeah, that's looking absolutely awesome. All right, before this cools down any further, remember kids, don't forget to glove up. Here we go. We are going to need almost the entire 10-ounce injector. So I want to make sure we do get a full pull on it, almost the entire cup of plastisol. All right, here we go. Injecting, nice medium pace. All right, we're just now starting to hit full capacity. Holding pressure just for a little bit here. And then we're going to top that off because that mold is going to drink very quickly. It's a lot of cavities in there. You can see we don't really have much left in the cup, but we're going to make sure to keep that topped off. We don't want any air bubbles inside of our bait, so we're just going to keep a nice steady stream. It's also recommended to use sprue extenders if you have them, and you know, Kearby did send me some, and I apologize that I'm not using them in this video. I should be using them. So if you have them, definitely recommended. We are using soft plastisol. This is Dead On Plastics Black Label Sinking Worm Blend, so it is very soft. It is the phthalate plastisol, so we do have more working time. This is going to allow it to suck down in there and give us the action that we want, that sinking action. I think we're done drinking now. Awesome. And here's what that motor oil looks like on the injector. I know it looks more red than it does green because it's thinned out, but don't worry. Wait until you see it in a worm. It's going to look fantastic. All right, here we go. The ginormous, I can't even fit it in the frame, 7-inch 20 cavity needle tip worm. All right, let's get ready to demold this here. I don't know what size it's gonna come out on. What side, what side? This side. Yep, that side. All right, oh, look at that. Ooh-wee. That is an awesome version of the motor oil. Look at that cupped tail. Absolutely beautiful. You can see when it thickens up, you get kind of that greenish pumpkin, really toned down version of the chartreuse. But when that light hits it, it is that root beer red. Awesome. That cupped needle point looks amazing. Look at that. Let's get these out of here. All right, and here's a better look at those worms. Outside of the mold, you can get a good glimpse of that changeable. Oh, that looks so cool. And then there's that cupped tail back there. That is so cool, the way that it cups. That's going to catch water, flicker around, and swim. There we go. Look at that. 20 worms, all in one single shot. That's a good solid 2 packages of worms right there. Easy. Easy 2 packs of worms, maybe 3. Depends on, you know, how stingy you want to be with your packages of worms. Ain't no one judging. It's all good. But look at that. Cupped tail. Awesome. Really shows off color super well. That is so cool. I love being able to just inject large amounts of worms. It's all about quantity when you're getting into production type situations. So it's really cool to have these molds available to us bait makers with large cavity counts. Pretty awesome stuff. All right, what do you say we take a look and see if we can't whip up a nice Junebug color, and we'll see what Junebug looks like in the 7-inch needlepoint tip worm. All right, here we are. Fresh cup of plastisol right out of the microwave. Bubbles and all. Like I said, we will vacuum everything out. No need to worry there. So, going in for a Junebug, we're going to go with 100 drops. You know, Gulfside Baitworks just did a video using the indigo for a Junebug color. And, you know, I've always thought about using this as a Junebug color myself. So, you know, we're going to give it a shot. So we're going to start out with 100 drops. All right, there we go. An awesome dark, super dark purple. Look at that. All right, you know what though? I think I want it a little bit darker, believe it or not. So we're just gonna squirt a little bit more in there. Make it nice and dark. There we go. We want it to almost look black. Look at that. That nice deep purple blue. All right, now to spruce it up, we are gonna add some Junebug pixie dust. We don't want to go crazy, so again we're going to go kind of like 3/4 of a 1/16 of a teaspoon there. You see that? It's not really, it's just over a half, not really a full. We're just going to sprinkle that in there. Okay, that's given us some really cool effects in there, like some really cool blues and cyan greens, almost similar to what we see off of Borealis, but it's Junebug pixie dust. You know what? I am going to add more in there. Another kind of half a scoop. I really like the effect that that's giving, that deep blue and green effect. So we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna throw some of that Junebug pixie dust in there. I really like how that's looking. Yeah, we got some purples and blues. I don't know how much of that is being picked up on the camera, but goodness gracious, this is gonna look good in a worm. We want to add some flake to it, so we're gonna go in with our .040 hex with the teal color, and so we're gonna load it up pretty heavy like a Junebug. So we're gonna go 4 scoops, which is 1/4 of a teaspoon total for the teal flake, and I think this is gonna give us our solid Junebug here. And then we can inject and see if we need to darken it up at all. And this is looking very purpley blue, but I don't know how dark it's looking. We may want to add a couple drops of black. You know what? I think we might do that. Alright, here we go. We're just going to go ahead and add 2 drops of Lureworks Black 103. just to give it a little bit of a darker tinge. Not much, just to add. There we go. You probably don't even notice it on the camera, but it did darken it up just slightly. And now we got this nice dark kind of bluish purple Junebug going on. This should look really good inside the worms. I'm excited. All right, we're going to heat this up, vacuum it out, and we will get this injected into our worms. All right, here we go. All vacuumed out, ready to go. Our beautiful dark purple Junebug with that teal and some of that blue going on there. Pretty cool stuff. All right. Don't forget to glove up. All right, here we go. We're gonna need almost a full entire pool. All right, steady injection, nice medium pace. And boom, there we go. Gonna hold a slightest amount of pressure. We only have 4 clamps on the mold, so we don't want to flash the mold by any means. There we go. Get the rest of that injected out. That mold is drinking up quickly, so let's make sure to follow it up. There we go. And this is what the Junebug looks like on the injector. You can see it's very dark purple in some spots and kind of has that brightish purple blue in others. Definitely leans more on the blue side than the purple side, but hey, that's part of the fun of experimentation. Trying out the indigo as a Junebug. I think it looks kind of cool. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, here we go. 7-inch cupped needle tip worm. Round 2. We got the Junebug going on. All right, let's see what direction the molds are going to come off in. Maybe we'll get lucky like last time. Which side? Which side? Oh, this side maybe. I don't think we got as lucky this time as last time. Nope, we didn't get as lucky. There we go. Look at that though. That's a pretty slick looking Junebug. Turned out a little more purple than I thought. You know, I mean, you can visibly see the purple. I would have liked for it maybe to be a little bit more like darker blackish color on the surface, like a black grape, but not going to complain. I mean, look at that. That's pretty sweet. Although that indigo really made all that teal look blue. I mean, it looks like it has blue flake in there, but that's not blue flake. That is that teal green. So that indigo really overpowering on the flake. I mean, still gives a sweet effect though. I mean, those are some crisp looking worms. Oh yeah. I mean, that looks sweet. You can definitely see some of the shimmer, that green shimmer from the Junebug pixie dust. So you get that green shimmer, and that's mixed in with that teal flake that really is popping up blue. Pretty cool. I like it. So there we go, our version of Junebug. Now, I think we're going to laminate the two together. I think they'll look good. A little Junebug purple on the bottom, Motor Oil red on the top. I mean, shouldn't look too bad. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if this mold can laminate, huh? All right, and here we go. To save us all a whole bunch of time, and because this is a really big mold and it was kind of hard to double inject it and balance it, we went ahead and already pre-injected it. So we're going to go ahead and do a mold now. We put the Junebug color on the bottom of the bait and Mikey's Motor Oil up here on the top of the bait. So let's demold it here together and see how well this laminates Everything looks like it's coming off on the same side, so that's good. I don't see too much of a blending right there. I only see the purple of the Junebug here on the bottom. That's a good sign. Moment of truth. Oh. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. Motor oil laminated on top of Junebug. I think we're going to call this color Motorbug from here on out. I was thinking about that when I was injecting it. Look at that. Look at that beautiful Junebug purple on the bottom with that motor oil red on the top. Oh my goodness. How has this not been a worm color before? I mean, is it? Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe the old school guys will come in here and correct me if I'm wrong, but look at this. I mean, right all the way through the cup, the laminate held. Look at that. That's pretty good. And that's not just like one. That's on all of them here. Awesome stuff. Really, really cool mold. Wow. Look at all those tails. All those cupped pintails. I mean, that is just such a cool color combination. Motor oil red, Junebug. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Well, you know what time it is. Let's get some close-ups of all these baits, and we will see you back at the workbench. Sweet! All right, and there you have it, the 7-inch cupped needlepoint worm by Kearby Design Manufacturing. Awesome, awesome mold. Look at that motor oil. What an awesome changeable that is. That Junebug turned out pretty spiffy too, I must say so. These are going to fish well. Now, admittedly, speaking of fishing, I have not fished these worms yet. There are some action videos available. I'll even put a link up to a video that Cliff pasted. He calls it the Hollow Point worm under his Black Label brand. I'll put a link to that in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. He covers rigging as well as has some action footage of the worm in the water. I will get some action footage as soon as we get the boat out on the Delta. I've just been so busy with other huge life changes that are happening right now. All good, by the way, but you know, just for those of you here sticking to the end on the insider scoop, there might be a new shop on the way for 8-Bit Baits. You never know. So with that being said, until next time, y'all, you know who it is. Your friend on this end, Michael, out here around these Delta sloughs, reminding you to keep on chucking. I'll get back with you.